Thursday night racing continues here at AMX with the Pro 2 Lite series presented by Just a Trim. Continuing the action from earlier, a lot of the drivers hopping in the Pro 2s to have another run around the track here at Lucas Oil Raceway. So I'm joined in the booth now with Cody Harrelson. Cody, how are you doing this evening?
I'll just beat you, Frank. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Had some good action in the cross cars, and the trucks are always fun when they follow because a lot of the drivers kind of get a feel for the track, and then the trucks kind of allow them to be a little bit more aggressive and not be so concerned with hook and wheels and whatnot. So it's entertaining for sure. While we get a few more laps in here, again, want to invite everyone who's participating in the Fantasy Challenge. Nick Nowak is still leading us here in the Pro 2 Series. Anthony Janes second. Eddie Farnes third. I am holding on barely there in fourth with Dale Sharp. So again, not too late to get your fantasy picks in for tonight. amxiracing.com/fantasy. You have up until the main event to make that happen. And speaking of standings, this is how it pans out in the series so far. Cody Winecki, Sean Winkler, Zach Drake, and Chase Greer. No movement there, but we have Nick Nowak coming up 2 spots. Dale Sharp, Joseph Brooks climbing the ladder. Eddie Farnes, Anthony Janes. And then got Zach Clifton rounding out the top 10. Looks like Connor Berry, Drake Matag, and Taylor Van Bush. Some struggles there missing last week. So that is more or less how it's shaping up with after tonight 2 more races and we're crowning a champ. So it's happening quick.
Yeah, very quick. Just like you said, a couple more weeks left in the season. Gonna start seeing some eager drivers, probably some more pushing and shoving, Frank.
I agree. So if you are tuning in over to amxiracing.com, we got the 3 drivers there participating. Taylor Van Bush, Sean Winkler, Zach Drapkin. We'll be jumping on board with them periodically throughout the race. So if you want to pull their feeds, you're more than welcome to head over to the live stream there and check it out. So it says 1:40, but really we're about a minute ahead of schedule here. So drivers are going to get their last laps in. About 30 seconds really remain until we flag them in and turn them loose in the first heat race of the night. Format for tonight is going to be a heat race, and then probably not going to need an LCQ. We got 13 drivers registered, so we'll go into a trophy dash and then turn them loose for the feature for tonight. So should be quick, easy. If you tuned into the cross car, it's pretty much going to be the same format. And Sean Winkler with the fastest time in practice, a 1:15.52 with Connor Berry behind him at 1:15.68. So we got some speed out on the track. And let's see how iRacing is going to stack them up for the heat race. Looks like we are going to be running 2 heats. Heat number 1, Nathan Metoxen going to be out front. Connor Berry outside of him. Zach Clifton, Joseph Brooks, Taylor Van Bush, Nick Nowak, and Dale Sharp will round out the field. 4 laps, and you do get some heat points and some passing points if you're able to make it happen. So and unlike the cross cars, we will do a pace lap around here, so they'll get a chance to see it before we go green flag. Pace truck is off. It looks like the only one with an onboard in this heat is going to be Taylor Vandenbush. Letting us ride along in VR. And correct me
Giving
if I'm
us the
wrong, Cody. I think
ultimate
he's got
looking.
the full motion sim, doesn't he? So he's got the tilt and all that good stuff. Or is that?
He does, but I don't know that he uses it right now.
Okay, I remember him saying that he had it
I
shut
know
down for some reason.
he had some software bugs going on that he was trying to work out. I'm not sure if he ever did get them worked out or not, but definitely got that VR going, and I tell you, it's a whole different world right there.
Yeah, I do enjoy the immersion you get with VR. So it's especially when I'm doing like the NASCAR circle track. It's just fun to be able to kind of get a better sense of who's around you and how close they are. You kind of get that depth perception perspective.
Yeah, I need to get me one and give it a try.
It looks like we're going to tighten it up as we go through the tunnel here.
As we get ready to take the green flag. Connor's going to take your early lead, but Nathan's going to slide him. Connor's going to cross him over.
Yeah, it looks like Nathan pushed a bit wide there, and got Nick Nowak trying to get in the mix too. He ran really well last week at Bark River. So
Zach Clifton taking second spot. Taylor throwing it in there for third. Nick makes it 3 wide coming over the flyover. Holy cow, we got a race, boys.
And that's about as close as you want to get to that K-rail. That could have really messed up his heat race.
Yeah, that was very close to disaster, as you said, as he tags the wall. Able to keep it going, but going to lose a bunch of spots.
A little bit further back, Joseph Brooks making his way on up. Trying to keep these guys close. Connor Marion making it happen out here.
Connor pulling a 1 second lead over Zach Clifton and Taylor Vandenbush. Everybody single file out and kind of spreading out a little bit. Frank Borlath here is going to click right off.
Yeah, already we're halfway done with this heat. Nick trying to close the gap on Brooks. We'll see if they're able to navigate this rhythm section, which has torn up a lot of drivers in the past. Nick getting a nasty kick and into Brooks. That's going to shake things up there. Fortunately, Joseph just kind of getting the short end of that stick. No fault of his own.
That's been about the gist of his season right there, Frank. Just wrong place, wrong time, getting short end of the stick.
Watching Taylor Vandenbush work on Zach Clifton.
As it gives him a chrome horn. Letting Zach know he's back there and he's ready to go.
like this is really kind of the closest battle on the track right now. Everyone else is pretty spaced out.
As Zach goes a little bit wide, that opens the door for Taylor, but Zach's going to hold that preferred position. As they go through the S's. Taylor's going to catch a tire. That's going to drop him back a little bit.
Connor's going to get the white flag this time by with a very comfortable 4-second margin. It's a shame we missed him last week in the Pro 2s. He was making a good climb up through the points after missing, I think, the first week or two, but still out here showing him he belongs. He's running really strong. Checking back a little bit further. It looks like Taylor Vanden Bush losing a little bit of time to Zach. And most everybody else
out running away.
Pretty spaced out. So Connor just going to try to safely navigate this tight portion of the track. Keep it out of the tires. I know he found those during the cross cars, so I'm sure that's fresh in his mind. As he will take the checkered flag for Heat 1 here at Wheatland.
Second place going to go to Zach Clifton. Third place, Taylor Vanden Bush. Fourth, Dale Sharp. Fifth, Nathan Metoxen. Sixth, Joseph Brooks. And Nick Nowak coming home in seventh to round out your field.
Yeah, while these guys pull off, we'll go ahead and introduce Heat 2 for tonight. Waiting for the official lineup to come on in. That's just going to be Cody Winecki out front. Drake Matag lined up next to him. Anthony James, Chase Gear. And then we have Zach Drafkin and Sean Winkler in the rear. So again, 4 laps, and you get the passing points and some heat points. So you got some on the line there. So we're going to get rolling here. We got these two in the back currently. Just eager to get going. Spoke with Sean earlier tonight. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to talk to him again on the podium. And then outside of him, we got Zach Drapkin. You know it's serious when the room goes dark.
Yeah, but that Red Line Oil logo's still sticking out bright on his shirt. Frank, I think things got serious when he put them driving gloves on.
You know, I do hear that helps.
Is that what we're missing?
Yeah, it's like when you put the stripe on the car, you know, you gain at least 5 to 10 horsepower. At least that's what I've been told.
I believe it.
All right, well, they're going to go through the tunnel. Pace car is going to pull off. And Cody Winecki and Drake Matag will lead us to green for Heat 2.
Green flag.
Green flag's out. We're Heat 2 racing. Drake getting a little bit of an early pole, but Cody gonna fight right back in there. They're still side by side coming into 2.
It's like Anthony getting into the back of the 9 machine of Winecki. Just trying to push him, get him going.
So they're 3 wide through Talladega corner. Coming up over the flyover jump, 3 wide again, Frank, twice in 2 heat rates.
We're getting some treats tonight. Anthony unfortunately shuffled to the rear. He's going to do what he can to get through this portion of the track as the 24 machine of Chase getting ugly through the rhythm section. Drake Matag getting through it. Cody Winecki. Zach Drapkin up to third.
Unfortunately, Sean got sideways back there too, just off the screen. Just goes to show you, Frank, how hard that rhythm section is.
Yeah, we've seen it mess up a lot of people.
As they go diving through turn number 2, single file out. Drake Matag with a 1.3 second advantage over second place Cody Winecki. Zach Draken and Anthony James are going to round out this front running group.
We'll jump back up front with Drake Matag as he shows us what it looks like to get through the rhythm section clean. Yeah, looks like everyone else pretty much single file, not too much movement through the field. Zach Drapkin and Anthony James probably the closest two on the track right now.
Anthony trying to gain whatever he can on Zach, but staying about even so far. As Anthony gets a big hop over the berm.
Ooh, that's a dive inside. Anthony having to get out of the gas. No harm, no foul. Everyone keeps it straight.
Unfortunately, I don't think that was really Anthony's intention. He just thrown where the whoop take him as he hits a tire. That's going to send him back to the back of the pack.
Yeah, he escaped it the first time as he kind of got ugly through the whoop section. But yeah, the tires ended up getting him as Drake Matag takes the white flag one more time around.
Those powder donuts will get you every time, Frank.
Yeah, as much as I love donuts, you love to remind me that those are not the ones you want.
They don't move.
Yeah, iRacing makes sure they are anchored.
Drake Matag now with a 1.9 second lead. We'll call it 2 seconds.
He just carries so much momentum through these turns. It's awesome to watch.
He's got that whoop section down.
Yeah, Cody Winecki, he's keeping him in sight, but just not enough at the moment to really make a charge. As checker flag is out, Drake Matag will take the win for Heat 2. Cody Winecki behind him. Zach Drapkin will take third. Sean Winkler. And then we'll have Chase Gear and Anthony James will round out Heat 2.
Well, Frank, it's time to crown a trophy dash.
It is that time, and I think they're going to take top 2 or top 3 from each heat. I know they
I think
kind
it'll
of
be top 3.
change it up depending on what they got going on, but we'll wait for Drake to come on out. He'll lead the charge. It looks like we got some humidity moving in. So yeah, it's going to be top 2 from each heat. Drake Matag, Connor Berry, Zach Clifton, and Cody Winecki. And it'll be a 2-lap dash for $5, which I've lost count what it's up to now because each one of these drivers refuses to cash out and just keeps it rolling to the next week. Looks like they're just having fun taking the 3 wide right now. Well, if you're tuning in, let us know if you have a favorite for the Trophy Dash. For me, it's hard to call between Connor Berry and Drake Matag. I know they're teammates, but they are both so fast in these lights. But Cody Winecki, I can't count him out either. Same with Clifton.
Yeah, Clifton, that silent threat in this.
Yeah, if these 3 get together, he can easily get out in front, and we've seen these trucks, with they're kind of the great equalizer. So wait for the trucks to come around, and we'll turn them loose for a 2-lap dash for cash.
As we go green flag racing. Connor gonna get your early advantage over Drake Matag. Drake sending it into turn 2, gonna bump Connor up out of the groove. Connor gonna be in that preferred position again for Talladega corner. Slide that rear end across Drake's nose. They're gonna make a little bit of contact. Up over the flyover jump, too wide. Drake gonna take that position as contact puts Connor around. That's gonna take him out.
Everyone finding tires and getting ugly through that section. So that's going to allow Drake Matag
Drake
kind of step out a lead here. We go one more time around. As like Connor Berry into the pits. Probably broke something on that contact.
As all Drake's got to do now is just get it around one more time clean here, and he's going to take that dash for cash win.
Yeah, we're looking at the battle for second right here, but unfortunately this doesn't really pay anything out, so all eyes are on this man right here. As long as he can keep it straight, especially through the whoop section, yeah, he'll have another opportunity to cash out. Like a pro. just like that, it's going to be Drake Matag, your round 7 Trophy Dash winner. And with that, we'll open up the rest of the track for everybody else to come out and play. And while we do that, let's take a look at last week's race when we were at Bark River.
Yeah, he's quick. He knows what he can and can't do in that truck. The thing he's got the most working for him is he knows how to be consistent, and that's ultimately what's going to pay off for him in the long run.
Captain's still trying to work on Winkler.
So we look at the board this time by Cody's gonna best Nick just by a few tenths of a second, but Nick still second quickest on the board there. That's Cody now opening up about a 1.5 second gap over Chase. He's starting to get that breathing room he desperately wants.
Looks like Dale jumping into the pits as Cody Winecki is going to bring him to the white flag this time by.
Yeah, this battle for 4th place is about the closest we have right now, Frank. As
these two just
Drapkin just
say, these
teammates just trying to find the best of each other. These guys know each other pretty well. Teammates on and off the track. Both running for racecraft.
I think at this point Zach's just gonna push Sean. We'll get up there one way or another.
As we're going to look back up front, coming through these final sets of corners. Winecki through this rhythm section for the final time tonight. Just got to push his truck through it one more time as he comes through the final corner. Your winner tonight, Cody Winecki. Chase Gare second. Nick Nowak bringing it home in third. Sean fourth. Zach Drapkin fifth.
Well, that was a good night for this man last week. Nick Nowak hopefully going to be able to put together another good run. He's been long overdue, and I'm happy to see him put together a good, solid second half of the season. So it's, we got about another 30 seconds here in warm-up. Some of our fastest guys out on the track, Chase Gare, 1:15.27. Sean Winkler behind him, a 1:15.28. And then Zach Drapkin, a 1:15.42. So definitely got some good speed out on the track. And last call to get the fantasy picks in. If you have not done that yet, lock them in before we drop the green flag. as we wave everybody in and we get ready for tonight's main event. All right, introducing the field. Out front, Connor Berry. And then we have Drake Matag, Zach Clifton, Cody Winecki, Taylor Vanden Bush, Zach Drapkin, Dale Sharp, Sean Winkler, Nathan Metoxen. And we got Chase in that 10th spot. Joseph Brooks, Anthony James, and Nick Nowak. 13 laps will make up the race. We got a caution halfway through, and Cody Winecki, Chase, and Nick are going to be going to the rear. We just wait for race control to get these guys all sorted out. And then, as always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, make sure you give them a shout out in the chat. Let them know you're tuning in, that you're watching. They always love to see it when they go back and watch the races. So, Pace Truck's going to move on forward. And we'll shuffle those drivers to the back. As everyone tries to keep up to the Pace Truck, who's putting in a pretty quick lap. Now Zach Drapkin's sitting in a pretty good spot. Oh, my bad. That is Sean Winkler. Let's correct that there. There's Zach. Sitting in second place to start the... or excuse me, he's bouncing back and forth. I'm all messed up with time and scoring.
Second row. He starts second row, right? Fourth position.
When I try to do too much, sometimes it bites me. That's why I have you to support me.
I'll tell you when you're wrong.
What are friends for? As Connor Berry will lead us to green tonight.
Green flag.
Green flag's out. We're going to go racing for our feature on this beautiful Tuesday night. Drake and Connor are going to battle it down into turn 1 and 2 again. Connor able to stick in that preferred groove on the inside of Talladega. See if he can get the drive out of the corner to take that spot from Drake. No. Drake's going to take the lead. Connor's going to settle in second. Zach Drapkin's going to be there in third.
It's like Clifton up into the wall. He's going to lose a couple positions there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nick in the wall too back there, and that's going to hinder him for a little while as we get sideways through there. Be able to somewhat reorder in an orderly fashion.
Everybody getting moving after stacking the field a little bit. Got a good battle here for fourth. Taylor Vanden Bush, Sean Winkler. see if Taylor can't set him up and dive it low on the inside. But Sean's got the preferred line going into the next turn.
Taylor going to cross him over, try and take that high line through Talladega. Sean's going to cut him off there. As they single file out, going to their flyover jump.
It's a fun, neat perspective, riding on board with Taylor Vandenbush. You can see the violence of the rhythm section there. Further back, got a pack here led by who is that up there? The number 9 of Winecki. Brooks trying to work his way through. Clifton getting pushed wide a little bit.
Winecki, one of those drivers that had to start in the rear, Frank. He's working his way up through the field. Chase, another one of those drivers, just knocking on the back door of Clifton, trying to gain every spot he can before that comp caution, excuse me.
Yeah, looks like some of our biggest movers so far. Joseph Brooks up 3 positions. We got Sean Winkler up 4. Watching Sean and Zach Drapkin working that rhythm section. Check in with the leaders up here. Drake Matag, Connor Berry pretty much running their own race at the moment.
They're checking out on the field, have about a 3-second lead or so over third place Zach Drapkin.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in this team right here. Berry, Sean Winkler, or excuse me, Zach Drapkin and Sean Winkler still going at it.
Connor takes the slide for the lead. Drake trying to throw it back, not able to get there. That's going to put Connor out front. Drake's going to slide back to that second spot, and that's going to allow Zach Drapkin to close that gap up.
Yeah, those two battling, they were able to allow that battle for third to catch. Now we've pretty much got a 4-way battle for the lead here developing. With about 2 more laps to go before we go under caution. Check back, 5th place, Taylor Vandenbush. He's running well. Zach Clifton and Chase behind him. We'll jump back up front. Check in with the leaders as they go through the rhythm section. May not necessarily be pretty, but they're making it work.
That is for sure, Frank. As Drapkin looks like he's just consistently closing that gap little by little. Check our times at the line this time. Looks like Matag just a little bit quicker than Drapkin, but overall Connor Berry setting the fastest lap of the race so far that last time by.
Yeah, Connor will be taking the midway caution this time by, so looks like the only one a lap down, Anthony James. Not sure what happened with him, but he'll be able to get that lap back. Everybody else running pretty strong. Looks like Nick Nowak having some struggles as well. Finished third last week, currently running 12th.
As we come through the final corner one more time, we're going to take caution this time by.
I'll let them all come around and sort themselves out. Looking at Taylor Van and Bush. Now we got
John able to nab that third spot at the line.
Definitely a little bit hazy for the blimp. Doing what we can with the cameras. While we wait for everyone to more or less get situated, looks like Connor's gonna get the field rolling here.
Oh, they're
No,
just pulling forward to get lined up.
Anthony's gonna come around.
They're just pulling forward a little bit to get everybody lined up, and the Delaware double file restart.
So while we wait for these guys, I'm kind of curious. Let's go ahead and dial up Taylor Van and Bush real quick. Taylor,
You've got mail.
Are you with us?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm just curious
I'll be
as
here.
we wait for Anthony to come back around. You're running pretty strong tonight. How's it feeling out there, especially when with you missing last week? Are you feeling pretty confident that you got the pace to run with Connor, Sean, and Drake up there?
I know I got the pace. It's like riding a bicycle. You can take a few weeks off and come right back to it. But I took some hard licks from Sean. He got a bit too aggressive, in my opinion, and then came back onto the track full speed and just got me. And now it's just a matter of making sure my truck's got enough left for the second half.
Well, if anyone can pull it off, my friend, I know it is you. We look forward to watching you run these guys down the second half of this race. So it looks like you're rolling, so I'll let you get after it.
I thank you.
Yeah, we'll see how it shapes up here the second half. Taylor's got some heavy hitters in front of him, so
Yeah, he's got some names in front of him, but he's made a name for himself in these trucks, so we'll see what he's got for him.
Connor Berry leads them around the corner here through the tunnel. Get ready to turn them loose. Connor Berry enters the restart zone. Start is on him.
As we are green flag racing again. Taylor sticking to that inside. He gets a bump from excuse me, from Zach Clifton. That's going to get him upset and drop him a couple spots.
Looks like most everyone able to recover, but losing some valuable time on these front runners.
As our first handful of positions get single filed out, we go through the whoop section. Is everybody going to keep it straight? Taylor getting sideways and backwards. Oh, Taylor going to the back of the pack. Frank, you're going to be in trouble again.
That's what I get. But I'll tell you what these two are getting. A new paint job at the end of this race. Ooh, looks like Zach Drapkin trying to thread the needle but getting pinched out between Sean and the wall. Gonna lose a little bit of time.
Moving up into that second spot. Now Drake's gonna get under fire from Chase. Chase, no slouch in these trucks. He's got speed. He knows how to use it. Can he get around Drake and get on that podium?
Looks like Sean's got a little bit of breathing room. But Drake Matag in hot pursuit, bringing the rest of the field with him. Ooh,
as
contact.
Chase gets a little upset. Oh no! Drapkin and Drake Matag get contact there.
Definitely a rough entry back onto the track. I'm sure that one's probably going to be talked about post-race. But looks like no one really got shuffled back because of it. So just some drivers having to get on the brakes. Looks like Drapkin's got the black flag. Not sure if that's a slowdown or a pass-through. We'll see if it disappears at some point. We'll keep an eye on that.
As it goes away, it must have been a slowdown penalty.
Looking off the rear end here of Drake as they go over the flyaway jump.
Cody Winecki now looking in that 4th spot, 1 out, looking in on that podium. As Drake gets a little wide going through that rhythm section, that opens the door for Cody to slide through into 3rd.
We'll check up with the leaders here. Sean Winkler applying some pressure to Connor Berry. As the laps are very quickly winding down here.
Yep, 11 in the books of 13, so we just got a couple of laps remaining here. As our battle, Frank, is starting to heat up for that lead. Sean is reeling Connor in.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Also got a good battle for 3rd developing, Winecki, Matag, Drapkin. And then behind him, Clifton and Chase.
That restart definitely giving us a few battles across the board.
Yeah, looks like Connor's settling in, getting pretty comfortable out there. Sean doing all he can to apply the pressure he can. like Drapkin,
Looking at our,
some
I was
problems there.
just about to call that out, Frank. I see Drapkin dropping down the leaderboard. I know him and Drake were just battling it out just a minute ago. Not sure if any contact was involved in that, or if maybe somebody caught a tire or a bad bounce.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. Zach was running really well. I hate to see that happen for him. Jump back up front, check in with Connor Berry. Still maintaining just over a second gap over Winkler. And most everybody else, looks like the closest battle is between Drapkin and Anthony James. But if my math is correct, Mr. Berry should be taking the white flag this time by.
As you said it, Frank, this time by, white flag in the air. Connor Berry one more time around. Can he keep that truck underneath of him? Nathan Metoxen off into the pit road. He must have had some issue.
Yeah, Winkler pretty much at this point just praying for a mistake out of Berry. A little bit further back, Cody Winecki. Some breathing room over fourth place, Drake Matag. So shout out to all these drivers who've had more or less a pretty good night. Some mistakes, some costly, some probably more of a nuisance than anything else, but considering what we've seen out of Wheatland in the past, seems like everyone's starting to kind of get it figured out.
As we come into the final corner one more time tonight, Frank, Connor Berry going to bring it home in first place. Second place going to go to Sean. Third place going to go to Cody Winecki. Drake Matag going to bring it home in fourth. And Chase Gare going to round out your top five.
Well, hopefully your picks did well for you. I'm thinking I probably did all right on the night.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the leaderboard for those are going to look like next week. As now we wait for our top three to come over for a little bit of an interview.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for them to get their celebrations and make their way over to chat with us. And while we wait, let's go ahead and take a look at how they came across the line here. So Connor Berry is tonight's winner, Sean Winkler, with Cody Winecki rounding out the top three. Drake Matag, Chase Greer. Then we have Zach Clifton, Dale Sharp, Zach Drapkin, Taylor Vanden Bush, and then Joseph Brooks rounding out the top 10. Anthony James having a bit of a rough night with Nick Nowak, and then Nathan Metoxen going down 2 laps.
Well, Frank, why don't you take it away with our third place finisher?
Yeah, third place, Cody Winecki. Cody, how'd it go tonight for you?
Oh, I'm feeling really rough about that one. I just was not hitting my marks, but somehow we made it up here again.
Yeah, I know towards the end there, you're probably watching Connor and Sean kind of pull away, and were you just searching for anything to kind of make it work, get some extra grip, carry some momentum? What was the strategy? Just trying to reel those guys back in.
I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew is I needed to stay close to Sean because of the points. I didn't care what place I got as long as I stayed close to Sean. It was a rough race. I could not hit my marks, but it was a battle between a lot of drivers, and the best gets out of the worst.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. Even though you had a rough night, to finish third is definitely going to help you in the long run with points. And I'm eager to see you return back to Wild West. I know that's been a good track to you. You've always run strong there. Then to finish it out at Crandon, I think you're in a pretty good position to finish up the season. So I'm definitely looking forward to what you got in store. I'll let you go ahead and give a shout out to all the friends and family and people who make this happen for you.
Yeah, thank you. Pretty excited for the last two rounds. Finally in this thing strong. I'd like to thank Channel 199, Track Racer, Racecraft, Polaris Racing, MRT Tires, Top Box Racing, Winnicky Motorsports, my wife, and thank you guys for a great league. And can't wait to go back and watch the replay because this was a wild one.
Absolutely. Well, you have a good evening. Enjoy the celebrations, and we look forward to having you back next week.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Lizard.
Well, Frank, we bring in our second place finisher on tonight,
Yep.
Sean.
Hello.
What
Cody?
a race! What a show you guys put on.
We tried. How was it?
I mean, from the booth, I don't know that we could have asked for anything more.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
mean, Wheatland's always been kind of a tight knit track, a little bit of pushing,
Yeah.
shoving. What more
Yeah.
did you need out of your truck tonight to catch Connor Berry?
Maybe a clean right front. I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses, but you take a little damage on the truck and it's not 100% fast. He's just better, So, I was last in the second heat, so I basically came from last to second. I'll take it overall. I mean, to lose to Connor Berry, that's not the worst thing in the world. So, we kind of muscled our way up into third there, got around Zach right before the comp caution, and then on the restart, got and made some moves and got around Drake, and then we just kind of hunkered in and tried to catch up to Connor. And there was a couple spots where I got close, and then he kind of gapped it back out, so we were running pretty even. He was, I think, a tenth or two faster than me, and that just was enough to keep him up front. So good job to him, but I'm happy overall with the second. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the little bit of a rough start, but you guys got it figured out after that comp caution. Rolling into Wild West next week, I believe.
Great.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you're excited for that track. A little bit more room, a little bit more driver skill in that.
I mean, if Lucas Oil doesn't take driver skill, I don't know what does. Wild West is great, long straightaways and a bunch of hairpins, but this track is next level. Wheatland is definitely probably one of the hardest on the calendar, but looking forward to Wild West. I think I got some decent speed there, and if I can stay clean and get towards the front, I know I'm going to be sent to the back, so we're going to have to drive through the pack again, but I think I can do it, or at least get close. So we'll see what happens. We're just going to send it wide open, as we always do. Old racecraft.
Go ahead and give that shout out to all your friends, family, sponsors, and that for sale sign right next to you.
Yeah, if you want to buy a house out here in Seattle, call me up. I mean, you can see I get the job done. I want to thank Racecraft Academy, obviously, Real Broker, and Next Level Racing, and Pimax here helps me look around and see the competition. Want to thank AMX, obviously, for putting on a fantastic league and a great broadcast. Can't wait to see this one in the highlights and rewatch it. Always a blast to do that. Thanks to obviously everybody watching at home. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we put on a good show for you, and we'll try to do it again next week. Thanks, Cody. Thanks, Frank. You guys put on a great broadcast, and looking forward to it. Yeah, you guys kill it.
Well, Sean, we look forward to talking to you again next week and go on and celebrate that podium.
I got an ice cold Coke in the fridge. I'm ready. Yeah, thanks a lot. We'll see you guys next time.
Lizard.
Well, now we'll pull in the man, the myth, the legend, one of the fastest guys in a Pro 2 truck here on iRacing, Connor, making it happen week in, week out. Um, I just got to ask, how do you do it? How do you get around this track so quickly and open up these impressive leads over the competition?
Yeah, it's just being like smooth and smart and just being consistent. In these trucks, it's just good to keep in in the RPMs up. So just trying to be smooth like on the wheel and just trying to get all of your shift marks right and then just trying to be as smooth as you can. Those whoops out there are deadly, so just trying to get through those fast, but trying to get them trying to get through those fast, but not be and just not like flip. So that's the key for here, and yeah.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to watch you, and like I said, you're so smooth and so quick out there. And I'm noticing a lot of drivers are starting to kind of get Wheatland dialed in. Are you feeling more confident out here than when the track first hit iRacing, or are you still trying to kind of figure out where you can get a little bit more speed out of the truck?
I'd say I'm still trying to find speed. I haven't done a ton of laps here, so it's definitely a track I need to put in some more work in, especially in the Pro Fort as well. But for sure in the Pro Light side, I definitely have not done much as well. So I definitely say I still got some more speed to go out there and find, but we're still good. So it works.
Well, very good. Well, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank for making it happen. I know tomorrow your league is going to Long Beach over on RaceBot. So, are you prepared for that?
No, I'm not. But thankfully, we still actually got a week. So we actually have a week off. So got a week to try and learn how to make a Pro 4 work on the streets. So that's gonna be fun. I got a lot. I need to put in some work there as well as we fell back 2 second now there. So it's gonna be fun. But I'm sure I want to give a big thanks to a PV and Boozy Grid One and you guys for this stream.
Yeah, well, we enjoy having you out here with us. You're fun to try to chase down, and I know a lot of guys are inspiring to be as quick as you. So I'll let you go back to celebrate with the team, and we look forward to seeing you out here next week when we take it to Wild West.
It sounds good.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up here at AMX iRacing TV. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's been a blast. Cody, I got to say, it's always fun having you up here in the booth with me, and look forward to rounding out these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's always fun being here, Frank, and can't wait to do it again next week.
Absolutely. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week when we take it to Wild West.